You're watching On the Record. I'm Chris Van Oker. Seated next to me is musician slash political junkie KURT Bestor. I think I've said this before, maybe on the last time you were on the show. We're actually Facebook friends.
Yes, we are.
You're big into the tech things.
Yeah, I'm an early adopter of everything tech. I have,
as opposed to me, who's quasi-Luddite.
No, you measure twice. As much as I know, you kind of measure twice. You're not going to be the guy standing in line. I know that. You might cover the story, but you're not going to be standing in line.
I think I found you in line one time.
Definitely. I do like to be an early adopter because for me, and especially my business, music is inextricably linked now to tech. I mean, I can't even write music without turning on about 3 computers, and so I have to stay on top of things. Most of the projects I do, I have to mock the song up. Even if I'm working with a big orchestra, I have to mock it up first on synthesizers, using synthesized strings and brass and vocals and loops and all that. Put it together, send it via email, MP3 down to the production, let them listen, they pass off on it, they send it back. I do it to make changes. I mean, everything is very technically connected.
And according to my sources, you might be working on an app?
Working on an app, yeah, but you got good sources. You know, it's funny, if you want me to tell you a little bit, I can tell you, like the David Archuleta thing, I can only tell you this much because we're in the pre-production phase. But no, I'll give you more than I would give somebody else. Most kids, guys your age, just a little younger, do not buy music anymore, right? Okay, yep. Like our cameraman here. Last time he bought a piece of music may have never bought a piece of music. Okay, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know.
Not shaking his head.
Well, most young people don't buy MP3s. So I'm thinking, how do we monetize music? But a gentleman like our cameraman here, once he gets an MP3, he might go to YouTube and check out the video. Yeah. Then he's going to download the lyrics, perhaps, go check out when the band's playing. He'll go through about 5 or 6 different things to find information. I have come up with an app, and I'm getting close to what I can't tell you, but I've come up with an app that puts all of that together. And that you could then say, I love that free MP3 I just downloaded legally, but I'm going to buy this thing, we call it a stack. I'm going to buy this bunch of information that all syncs together, and it's interactive. Music, lyrics, all flowing around a HD video, and it's a premium product that'll save you a lot of time from having to go here. Anyway, that's what I'm working on.
And me, I'm over here still trying to figure out how Shazam works. I love it.
It does.
But I still haven't figured it out.
You know how it works?
No.
It works by sound waves, okay, sound files. Every album has a recognizable fingerprint, okay? It's the sound wave. You've seen it when you've done editing, okay, in your editing room. You see that Paul Simon album has a recognizable sound wave to it. And when you use Shazam, it takes a while because what it's doing is listening to the sound wave that you hear, bouncing it up to the cloud, and there it recognizes it and says, oh, you are listening to Paul Simon. Do you want to buy it? That's how it works. It's all based on sound waves.
And I thought this morning was going to be a total waste.
There you go. See what you learn?
Are you, probably much more than me, but are you amazed by how much, and technology is a big part of it, how much music and the music industry have changed, really in a short amount of time?
It's almost totally upside down. Back when I was, younger, we would go to concerts for almost nothing because the artist was trying to push a CD. It's flip-flop today. Now they practically give away the music. Well, they do. It's most people have free music, so they jack the prices up on concerts. So the concert business...
That's why the concerts...
Oh, and absolutely, absolutely. The thing I love about it, people would think as a composer that I'm down on downloading and that sort of thing. I think it's the greatest technology ever to hit the music business because it allows me to get right to the end user. I don't have to go through the big bad record company anymore. The only problem is the monetary, it's a bad business. It went from 15 bucks a CD to 0, and that doesn't make a lot of, that doesn't help me pay the bills. So I'm always thinking about new ways to try to do it. But I love Sean Fanning, the guy that was Napster founder. He really kind of got it going, the peer-to-peer. Sorry if we're talking too tech for everybody, but he should be congratulated for an amazing thing that he did. We still haven't figured out the business model, but that's what my app's going to do.
Now, you're obviously on iTunes.
iTunes, yeah. But, again, kids, iTunes is for an older demographic, to be honest. It is. I mean, you and I we buy stuff on iTunes all the time. But if someone can get it for free, why go to iTunes? So I love what Steve Jobs did and Apple and the whole concept of iTunes and other things, Spotify now and Pandora and, like you said, Shazam. It's all a wonderful way of getting the word out that there's music to be had. It's not controlled by radio stations anymore. It's not controlled by mega companies, monopolies. It's controlled by artists, and you see these people getting famous just because of YouTube, or getting famous because they put something out in a commercial.
Did you see it heading this way?
Well, no. I mean, I saw it once I saw what Sean Fanning was doing, and once I saw that you could send MP3s, I started thinking, distribution. But who would have seen things like Shazam even 6 years ago? And who knows what's going to happen. That's why I have to stay on top of technology, because it is my business, and I love it. And I also let people know about concerts and let them know about I'm funding a new CD for myself, all through a Kickstarter.
I think I saw that on your
Pledge Music,
yeah.
It's called, and we just funded my new CD by asking the fans, like you would in Kickstarter, if you want to be a part of my new record experience, pledge $50 and you can get a signed CD. Pledge $100 and you can be in my session. Pledge $1,000, I'll come perform a private concert. Pledge $3,000 and never mind. No, I'm just teasing.
Why don't you give people the website address?
Yeah, that one, pledgemusic.com/Kurt Bester.
One more time.
Pledgemusic.com/Kurt Bester. And yeah, you can be a Bester backer. That's what we're calling it.
Now, this new album, more Christmas songs? He asked full well knowing the answer.
There will be no Christmas music, absolutely no Jingle Bells on this CD. This is the first non-holiday CD I've done in a decade. A decade.
So you're excited and nervous?
Yeah, and I'm very excited. Very excited. We're starting it now. I start recording in about a month, and I'll have all my Bester backers coming into the studio. We had a little kickoff thing the other day where they all got to come in, and I played a few things from the new album, and these people feel part of the process. Some of them even paid for the right to get their name in the credits. Nothing sacred.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
We're going to pause. Speaking of money, we're going to pause for one last round of messages. You're watching On the Record. We'll be right back.